Welcome back to Wristwatch Deep Dive. Today I'll be talking about my Chopard Mille Miglia. Man, I'm gonna kill these French names, or Italian names really. Mille Miglia GTXL Rosso Corsa. This is a limited edition watch, only 1,000 pieces made. As a reminder, I'm not a dealer or a flipper. I'm not selling the watches I cover, just highlighting watches I have in my collection. All right, so this is a Chopard Mille Miglia GTXL Rosso Corsa, reference number 1684459 Tech 3036. 1684459 Tech 3036. All right, here is the watch. So, talk about it here. So this is a 44 millimeter titanium case, 54 millimeters lug to lug, 14.36 millimeters thick. It has a fixed titanium bezel with engraved tachometer. I put this red leather aftermarket strap on. It's 23 millimeters between lugs, and it came with this black strap. It looks a lot like a tire. So this is like a racing watch. There's another type of strap that this watch will come with that I've seen online, where it's like a leather strap. It almost looks like racing gloves. It's like a black leather strap with red stitching. It's a nice looking strap. This one's different too, with the tire treads on it. But I thought that it's a very bold color, this red, and I thought it would look better with a red strap. So I like it. Turned out all right. It came with the tang, and the leather strap this red strap came with the tang too, and I replaced it with an Amazon special $9 deployant clasp. So this the movement, automatic ETA valved grains, caliber A07.211 movement. So this movement is based off the 7750 ETA movement, 25 joules, 48-hour power reserve, sapphire crystal, scratch resistant sapphire crystal. Kind of clean it up here, I have fingerprints all over it. So red dial with luminous silver hands and subdials for the chronograph function. Sword style hands. And indexes filled with superluminova. And it has an Arabic numeral 12 and 6 engraved on the crystal. I saw online some people were kind of poo-pooing on this, but I actually thought it was kind of cool. It's very subtle. It's not obvious, but it adds a little depth to it, which is cool. Complications, you have the date window at the 3 o'clock here, and there is a Cyclops, but it's not a Cyclops like the Rolex where it sticks above. It's underneath the crystal. And you have the chronograph subdials again, the seconds here, and you have the second hand. That's the big second hand for the chronograph, followed by hours and minutes, 30 minutes and 12 hours. And the cool thing about this chronograph, it's integrated chronograph buttons that almost blend into the casing. So unlike the Breitling Navitimer where they have those like plunger style chronograph buttons, these ones are kind of just integrated. Looks very nice. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sleek. So screw down crown, and I'll show you. So this position here, I'm winding the watch. That's position 1. And then position 2 has a quick set date, as you can see. And then position 3 sets the time. So I'll go ahead and wind this so I can also show you the chronograph function. Just want to make sure it's wound. It is automatic movement, so wearing it also winds it, but whenever you pick up a watch, I keep my watches on a winder, but I always throw a few extra winds in there. You can't really overwind a automatic watch, so I always wind it up a bit more, so that way it doesn't, stop on you. So here's the chronograph here. Say start it, you can see the seconds hand moving. And it does have that deliberate action, which is nice. It's this well-made watch. Stop it and reset it. All right, so you have a transparent case back, and it says 1 of 1,000 displayed on the crystal, the transparent case back. Now, this is a limited edition, but they don't number their limited editions, or at least they didn't for this model. So all of them say 1 of 1,000. This isn't the number 1 of 1,000. It's just there's 1,000 pieces in the world, and this is 1 of the 1,000 pieces. I bought this watch pre-worn, full kit. That means it came with the box and papers from a flipper. So found it. I thought the limited and color combination was unique, so I picked it up. So Chopard, and I hope I'm saying that right, and I'm sure I'm going to get comments that I'm not saying it correctly. And if I had due diligence, I would have probably Googled how to say this name. But Chopard is a Swiss manufacturer of luxury watches and jewelry, founded in 1860 by Louis Ulysse Chopard and Sonneviller, Switzerland. Company now owned by the Chaufflet family of Germany since 1963. Company is headquartered in Geneva. Clients have included Tsar Nicholas II of Russia. And in the beginning, the company specialized in making pocket watches and ladies' wristwatches. In the 1980s, the company expanded into making sports watches. In 1996, the company established its own complete watch movement manufacturing facility. Prior to that time, all Chopard's movements had been assembled from third-party components. Now, they are an independent company, so they're not, again, this is not one of those companies that's belongs to Swatch or Richemont or LVMH. They are independent. They are known more for jewelry, I feel like. When you see a lot of these ads for this company, you do see a lot of jewelry, diamonds type stuff. But of course, they have luxury watches as well. And they're a very old, reputable brand, which is really cool. So they're the corporate partner of Cannes Film Festival, historic Grand Prix of Monaco, and the Mille Miglia car rally, which we'll talk about that because it kind of has to do with this model, right? So the Mille Miglia was an open road motorsports endurance race established in 1927. It took place in Italy. The race was known for its danger, not only to drivers, but also to spectators. Over its 30-year history, a total of 56 people have died. So racing, this race ended after 2 fatal car crashes involving multiple people occurred during the 1957 race. And in those 2 crashes, spectators died as well, so it's pretty tragic. Since 1977, the race has been reborn as a regularity race for classic and vintage cars produced no later than 1957. The race was revived as the Mille Miglia Storica, a parade for pre-1957 cars that takes several days, which also spawned the 2007 documentary film Mille Miglia, The Spirit of a Legend, which I haven't seen, but I'll be sure to check it out. The Mille Miglia Red is the name for a color used by Chevrolet on its Corvette models. The color was offered between 1972 and 1975. And Rosso Corsa is the red international motor racing color of cars entered by teams from Italy. So this model, named after the race, as well as a racer who raced cars in this style red, and that's why this particular model is also named the Rosso Corsa. So why I chose this, I'm not a racing fan, and I really don't know anything about the history of the Mille Miglia race prior to buying this watch. I really like the look and the history. After looking into it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that it's based on the historic race, and it had a very unique, bold look to it. It's easily noticeable, and I definitely get the most compliments from strangers on the street when I wear it. So let me get a wrist shot here. And I always like to do deploying class only because I feel like I don't put any additional wear and tear on the strap when I get one. And it's really not that hard to switch them out. As soon as I tighten this up. So this is a big watch, especially for my wrist. I have a 6.5 inch, maybe between a 6.5 and a 7 inch wrist. You can see the lugs are kind of hanging over my wrist. So traditionally, people with my size wrist wouldn't wear this 44 millimeters. It can look a little big for most people's taste, but you know what? I don't care. I like it. I'll wear it, and I'll continue to wear it. So it doesn't really matter so long as I like it. I usually try to shy away from anything above 43 millimeters, but I really like this watch, so I went with it. All right, so came with the box. I keep the original strap inside there. The pillow is a little worn. And it came with a booklet here, which has instructions for use, some cards. Keep the receipt in there as well. And yeah, it's a nice like cushioned style box. It's good quality. Not pretty typical for watch boxes. Nothing super special. I have some watches that have, the boxes are almost as nice, if not nicer than the watch. But this is pretty typical. Nothing really that special. And I'll show you a Lume shot here. Let me get the lights. Charge it up with my UV flashlight. And there she is. Lume's green. And I have to say that it really does lume well. It's pretty easy to see. And you can almost see from the lume, you can just see even the dial coming off the how good the lume is. Again, I would rate this a mid-tier lume. It's not the best, but it's good. Maybe slightly above average. All right. Okay, so that is the Chopard Mille Miglia, and I'll probably be able to say that correctly after about 20 more times after the video stopped. If you have any questions, please comment on this video, subscribe, and or you could email me at wristwatchdeepdive@gmail.com. All right, see ya next watch.